It's like, oh, I never seen this before. So really looking forward to this matchup today.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same. Like watching Ranking and Cara House as well. I felt like both of those teams, they had a very.
But I think it's unlikely to happen. I think the main issue is they're just lacking cohesion today. So.
Well, I feel like that's not just a today thing, personally, from what I've watched for this Ranking roster, but we'll see whether or not they can fix that up on Compound. Take a couple of look at a couple of the stats here for Compound. It has started to sort of find its way into the map pool over the years, and it's been getting a little bit more and more popular. Still generally pretty GR-sided, but you know, not to an extreme amount. And we'll see what Vincit can do here. I assume they're going to be starting on Blacklist. And the big thing, I guess, for Vincit here is that they really probably do want to avoid actually going to Mexico, not just because, well, 2-0 is definitely easier than having to deal with the third map, but on that third map, they will be starting on the Blacklist side. Ranking got to choose GR, so something that they will not be too happy about. So we'll see how things go here as we head into map 2 of the series. It is going to be Compound between Vincit and Ranking, and it's for the 2-0 for Vincit, who are looking pretty happy, all smiles, after winning 10-5 on Ankara.
Yeah, excited to hop in here. Map number 2, potentially our first 2-0 of CFS. We'll see if they can pull it off on the side of Vincit Gaming. They've looked very strong so far in this series, and now they're going to be starting on the BL side of Compound to see if they can push this one even further. Starting it off, though, we do have Eagles just looking down mid, trying to grab that early pick. A 2-2-1 setup. Ice Cube pushing pretty far forward, but almost actually gets caught off guard there. Has to back off and play for the safer position.
Yeah, timing definitely a factor in a situation like that. But Ranking looking to clear out mid a little bit here before they continue on their journey through Compound. Oh, and that's a good shot from Eagle.
Yeah, I feel like Ranking Gaming, they should keep playing on aggressive on GR side, because this worked out well for them on Ankara as well. And once again, Vincit, they usually have perfect executes, which makes it extremely tough to hold if you're just on the side, right? So
yeah, I mean, good three-man swing there actually from Vincit. Good coordination, and it pretty much just rips apart any semblance of a defense there for Ranking. Like, there wasn't even really that much in this round, you know? It's just a couple of clean entries from Vincit, and, well, look, 2-5 rounds is not over, but it definitely is headed in that direction. Ice Cube got one, but as is often the case, he's really the only one contributing for Ranking.
That'll be it.
That's a big round. I mean, that's just domination, really.
Yeah, clean first round here for Vincit Gaming on Compound. Now I expect some aggressive plays from Ranking here towards Long B, because I played Compound against Ranking this year, and I was heavily surprised by their aggression. Especially, they always pushed Long B. They even pushed mid towards the container area, and yeah, this is what I also expect to happen in today's matchup. But yeah, for some reason they're playing quite reserved so far, even though it didn't work out on Ankara as well. So I think they should change up the pace.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. It seems a little bit too safe here. And Vincit Gaming, they've got the utility to take these control plays pretty heavily in their favor. Right now we can see nice little push-up on A long, but nothing more aggressive than that. They've got Eagles here looking for that mid pick. He's been pretty successful throughout the day so far. But now they're starting to group up towards this B tunnels push. They've got only 2 players on the other side of it, but Ice Cube playing that first point of contact. He's got to hit a really tough shot here.
Oh, well, he's spotted one out, but yeah, tight angle doesn't give you much of an opportunity, and actually going to cop a few shots on his way out. That's a bit of map control established for Vincit, and not only that, but also another opening kill onto Nevis. The nades are getting tossed on in, and they've done a chunk of damage as well to KT-15, so you're basically walking around with 2.5 men right here if you're Ranking Esports. That's a good shot from Ice Cube through the smoke.
But that's what I'd like to see, you know, just sliver of health left here on Ice Cube, and he just keeps playing aggressive. This is super unusual. And I think also Vincit doesn't expect it, but it seems like he's now a little bit over-peaking.
Yeah, lucky to get away with that one. Shots from Borson just not quite connecting. Danimals aware that Hakon was hanging around in mid there, but we'll just get out on the timing. So this round maybe hasn't gone quite as cleanly for Vincit as they would have thought it would after that opening. Hyomyo. Oh, timing again. Doesn't quite favor him. The flash does get tossed down. He's going to swing off the back of that, but getting pressured. GDSC will go down. And it's Danimals for the trade, but you've still got members here. Just not enough. Fakon. Is he going to be checked? No. Yes. In the end, the information comes through for Danimals, but he can't win it. And somehow Ranking get through that round.
Yeah, it almost seemed like they took a little bit too long on the execution for Vincit. They only had about 20 seconds at the end to get in and get that bomb planted. And when you're in a rush there, it's very hard to clear every angle that you need to on those bomb sites. So I'm hoping they can maybe go a little bit earlier in these rounds because they have the right idea on the executions. But if you don't have enough time, it's just hard to play it as cleanly as you need to.
I agree. I mean, they even got the first trick here on Neves on B side. I didn't understand why they just don't go for the execute. Like, even Ice Cube was low HP, and they're also aware of it because Borison tagged him. So I think it would have been much smarter to just execute towards B side. I mean, Vincit, I'm pretty sure they have the perfect flashes anyway, perfect utility usage. So this should have been their round after getting the entry frag. Because usually on a compound, it's pretty difficult to get entry frags.
Big setup in mid from Ranking in this one. Huge crossfire setup. Difficult one to break. Got to get through 3 or 4 players, and it is exactly where Vincit are heading, so this could get a little messy pretty soon. Smoke is going to go into the A connector. Oh, counter nades doing a bit of damage there onto Eagles. Borson tries to get the entry as well, and it looks like they've walked into the trap. Ranking Esports do manage to trade 4 for 4, but Eagles in with a real chance now in the 1v1, but has to retrieve the bomb. He's up against Ice Cube.
Yeah, I almost think in this situation it may be the best case scenario because he does have lesser HP if he was against a rifler. It might be a slight disadvantage here, but he still does have to retrieve that C4.
He's got no idea where Ice Cube is. Like, you can tell he just has absolutely no clue.
I mean, he already got one clutch and Ankara, right? 1 versus 3, so let's see if he can step up to the plate one more time.
Definitely doable, but all the cards are with Ice Cube here. Time's working in his favor. He's slightly healthier as well. Eagles is going to start his journey to try to make the clutch happen here. Timing so close. It looks like he's made the right call. If he could somehow get over to B and plant the C4, that is when Ice Cube becomes less favored. And that timing is going to work out okay, but I wonder if he's going to be expecting Ice Cube this quick on the rotate.
Yeah, the timing is going to be everything here. Just barely getting it down in time, and now Eagles can set up a little bit more safely for this retake. The problem is, in hand, you still have to take a guess where this player is going to be coming from, but Ice Cube, he's kind of taking a little bit too long here. The clock's already been halfway run down. Now Eagles can try and stall even longer here and just dance around on the bomb side, and this is where Ice Cube has to be the aggressor, but he makes it happen. The right decision there to pick up the AK.
Pretty tough with the Orm in a situation like that once the distance has been closed.
Actually, Ice Cube thought for a second that it's even like A side, and I think it was a mistake from Eagles. He could even play the time, right? Like, the clock was ticking already.
For sure.
Like, he could have like played just time and hide for a bit.
Backing himself, I suppose. It's not necessarily the worst thing in the world to be confident, but it will be the second round on the board for Ranking. It hasn't quite gone to plan so far for Vincit, despite such a dominant first round. But that one won't really hurt too much. You know, it goes down to a 1v1. Sure, it happens. Yeah, it was pretty close, though. It's not as if you're getting dominated on this map.
Yeah, a lot of these pretty close so far, but I am curious to see if Ranking is going to get more aggressive over towards this B side of the map. You can see Ice Cube pushing out a little bit more. Danimal, though, seems to be ready for this. They're just holding this angle, a nice little crossfire in the tunnels. Not going to quite get the pick out of it. They take a nice shot onto Ice Cube, and it forces Ranking back into a 2-1-2. Pretty safe setup, so not too much aggression on their side so far in this half, but it it seems to be working pretty well for them. 2-1 up, looking for that 3-1 lead, but Vincent this time putting a lot more presence towards this B-bomb site.
Yeah, Vincent once again taking over B control room, and I think if they have the room here to execute, they should definitely go for an B execute, because I'm pretty sure they have the perfect flashes, the perfect utility usage to enter B site. Because, I mean, 2 rounds ago, like, they even decided to rotate towards A side and it didn't work out at all for them. So let's see what's their plan now.
Ice Cube trying to hit a shot through the smoke, but won't have any success this time. And again, maybe it's the same idea from Vincit, right? Just take control of outside of B and then rotate back off.
I mean, they expect to have like that ranking of 3 players on B, which is not the case. They have a crossfire in mid, which could work out perfectly for ranking. Just 25 seconds. Yeah, just 25 seconds left on the clock.
I mean, Vincit has to move at this point. They're definitely taking their time, and it was one of the problems that affected them in the earlier rounds, but this time seems to be much cleaner on the entry into A. That's a good rotation in the end. Ice Cube's the last remainder once again.
Yeah, this time not so easy. Has a 1v4, gets the first shot on to Danimal. There's a lot more work to be done here. GDSC holding underneath with Eagles, gets it done. And that'll be a nice round to answer back from Vincent Gaming. And this time, the late round execution does pay off, but it always makes me nervous because if one thing goes wrong in that situation, you're out of time.
Right, yeah. I feel like Vincent, they making it a little bit too complicated. I feel like they want to play it too safe, you know? And like this kind of approach would work out against Brazilian teams for sure. But ranking is a different kind of story, so if they just went for the B execute, it would work out 100% sure as well.
We'll see what they have to offer in this one as they look to try and take the lead in this second map. This time putting a lot of attention on this mid section. I know when things get high pressure, I've noticed a lot of teams like to go for those late executions out of the middle of the map, but this time they are playing a little bit more reserved than I would have thought.
Another fairly default setup from Vincit. Just got members across the board in every area of the map, waiting to see if there's going to be a push from Ranking, who are playing a much more passive style on this GR side compared to Ankara. Util's going to get tossed in the face of Humio, but he's still able to strike, and Falcon's there to help out as well with the wallbang, and the headshot comes through as well. That did not go right for Vincit. It looked good. It looked like the Util connected when it needed to, but they just didn't find their entries.
Yeah, I can't believe Humio still got the 2-piece here. Was fully blind, perfect flash from Vincent Gaming. But yeah, great to Humio still managed to get the 2-piece. Even the 3K this round.
Yeah, really good hold there. A lot of it just coming down to that support there. And for Ranking, I feel like this is probably one of the best highlights of their team play that we've seen so far today. They're usually playing a little bit more individually, but Fotcon being there just set up Humio perfectly to make sure they could hold on to that A-long position. And now they've got the lead back to work with. And on the GR side, that's exactly what you want to see here. And they continue to play pretty reserved. I know you were kind of expecting, Seven, for more control plays over towards that B side of the map, but it seems like they put a lot more attention on this A side.
Right, I mean, they're lucky because Vincent Gaming, they're only pushing A side so far. So it's so far the right approach. I mean, they're leading 3-2. If they manage to win this half, maybe like 5-4, even 6-3, this would be great start to maybe even close out this map.
Bit more of an aggressive hold from Vincit Gaming this time.
So now with an interesting position behind the box, I'm pretty sure they will throw some grenades there, Vincent, because I practice against Vincent a lot. Like, there's no way that Nevis...
Apparently there is. Apparently there is, but Kaney gets a nice double trade, so it's all well that ends well. And they're straight into the B site, smoking off the connector. Where's the plant though? C4 still on its way.
That's what I want to see from Vincent. They got the 2-piece here, and then just execute towards B set, not rotating towards A again. So not playing too safe, just play simple crossfire. I feel like this is what works out against Ranking Gaming.
They certainly seem like the better team, right? So when you boil it down to the base level,
right, yeah,
just back yourself. A couple of flashes getting tossed into B there. Eagles has been spotted out. Good shot from Mio. Now it's a 2-on-3 to try to salvage things, and don't know that it's going to go much better for them after that. So clean retake from Ranking Esports, and maybe that's what they're a little bit concerned about, right? If they're seeing Ranking have such a clean retake on the B site, they're thinking, well, maybe we need to go to the other side of the map to play the post plants out. But either way, this is going to be cause for concern for Vincit for sure.
Yeah, Himeo is feeling it right now. On the first map it was only Ice Cube, maybe Nevis here and there. So if they want to beat Vincit on one map, they need at least 2 to 3 players to step up to the plate. So Himeo basically getting 2 rounds single-handedly for his team. Remember also, when I played Compound against Ranking this year, I think Himeo got like 20 kills against us as well, so it seems like it's his best map. And yeah.
Ice Cube, he really wants to take this challenge. He's going to take down Eagles early on. A nice way to get things started here in round number 7. Now they've got the player advantage, and you know what? Maybe they're finally taking note here. They fall back after getting a pick, and this is what we wanted to see out of Ranking, not getting too overzealous after finding that opening shot. And now they've got a chance to take this fight in the B tunnels as well. It's going to be Danimal just playing by the pillars, trying to find it, but Nevis backs off and plays for the support of his teammate as well, and it almost feels like a different Ranking we're seeing on this map.
Much more reserved. And again, defaulting back toward mid for Vincit Gaming seems to be the go-to.
They're playing very passive Ranking, and it works out. I'm actually surprised because Vincit is known for the executes. So actually, this kind of playstyle should go in favor of Vincit Gaming, but for some reason the executes simply don't work out yet.
Well, faster play towards the B side of the map, and lots of util getting layered on in there by Vincit Gaming. Still no shots coming through for them though, and it's all going the way of Ranking Esport though. Ooh, maybe I've spoken too soon, Borson. He looked good for a moment, but eventually shut down. That's another one for Ranking Esports, so this half is really starting to blow out now.
Yeah, it's a tough position to be in. They're just not getting anything to go their way on these bomb site takes, and it even seems like they have a good idea of what they want to do. They're just not securing the trades. You combine that with some better shots being hit on Ranking side of things, it's going to make it a pretty difficult half to close out, but I still think back to the first map where Ranking, they had a lot of struggles once they got over onto the Blacklist side, so I think Ranking needs to have a big half here if they want to win this map.
Ooh, Ice Cube is actually going to go for a second shot there as well. I mean, that is fairly typical of Ranking Esports, I suppose. Ice Cube still firing, and eventually, surely gets brought down here, but I mean, still low on HP. Hasn't had to have too much more of an impact here. He's done his damage, and good shots coming through from everywhere else. Ice Cube, another one for him. Just nothing going right for Vincit Gaming. Eagles 1-on-3. I mean, he's definitely got time to try to give this one a crack, but that's crazy from Ice Cube that he's on a sliver of HP and he's still taking the fights.
But that also looked like an all-in. And of course you gotta hope that there's no sniper rifle on A side, but bad news for Vincit Gaming. Ice Cube was ready. And yeah, I feel like, I don't know, like for some reason Vincit Gaming, the executes don't work out at all. And yeah, like last round, to be fair, it felt like they're going for a simple execute, which in my opinion is the right approach, but still didn't work out. So once again, we're gonna see an execute of no smoke once again. Ice Cube missing the shot.
Well, that's going to be the difference maker potentially, because it has allowed GDSC and E45 in a big way, and they're not going to slow down either. It just seems like Vincit want to try to run over Ranking. I think they're a bit frustrated with how this game has been going. And eventually they do get the round. But I think they need to get this last one in the half as well. Oh, never mind, the half's done. 6-3. Jeez. Powering through it. I don't know, is 3 enough?
I mean, it could be. Like, to be fair, on Ankara, the Blacklist side from Ranking also looked kind of weak, so I expect a 7-2 half now from Vincit Gaming.
Alright, still got the faith.
I mean, like, again, it's still heavily GR sided, so 6-3 is kind of like it's not unusual, you know, like 6-3 scoreline.
That's a good start from Vincit for sure.
Now we even see GDSC with the arm in hand. So double stepper setup here from Vincit Gaming. I like to see it. I also used to snipe here on long B, even though I'm not a main sniper. So I kinda can relate here to the setup.
Yeah, I like the approach here. They get the early pick, they fall back, they've got 3 towards A now, and all of ranking is ready to go through mid. But they don't want to fully execute here. They nade stack onto the left corner, but after the smoke screen, they're just going to sneak Nevis into position to try and contest through mid. GDSC, he's holding the angle, so he should be prepared to take this fight, but he does have the Om in hand, so one miss, and he could go down very quickly and open up the bomb site for ranking to take away.
He's holding the high angle though, so it's going to have to be a flick downwards.
Yeah, I think he's unaware that Nevis already dropped from tower. So Nevis now has the key position for ranking game.
Yeah, he's not going to do much, I don't think, until this execute comes through. And the question is going to be, how's his timing looking? Because at the moment, it's looking pretty good for Vincit Gaming. But there is Nevis, who strikes from behind. Still, though, the C4 is lost, and the rotation has to come through from Vincit Gaming. It's really on to Borson right now to try to hold on for as long as he possibly can. He knows that he's being flanked from multiple angles. Nevis, though, has not even cleared him out, and that is not going to work out at all. That seems like a big error for ranking Esports. It's down to just IceCube, who's getting spammed through the box. Timing will still favor him. He's got 25 seconds to try to make this clutch happen, but of course the rotation has come across from Vincit Gaming. 2 players holding in the B site. And where's he off to? Get the AK. Doesn't really have time to go back over to A. This is going to be an insane clutch if he manages to pull it off, but it's going to be a tough one. You have to think it should be easily in the hands of Vincit Gaming.
I mean, great play from Nevis here, flanking from mid, but unfortunately didn't check this box. I felt like, honestly, this position was kind of obvious because even IceCube was checking all the angles from long B. So maybe there was like a communication issue here.
Yeah, it seems like there had to have been there. Unfortunate for ranking. Again, just an unchecked position costs them another round. And now Vincent, they're right back into it. Still could potentially make this a 2-0 series for themselves. And on the GR side, I definitely give them a pretty strong advantage, especially after we saw on the first map, ranking only put up 1 round on their blacklist side of the map. So I feel like Vincent's got to be feeling pretty confident in their odds knowing that.
Danimal, again with a bit of a test toward the B-bomb site, and it is going to be GDSC and Danimal's to hold down the fort again. It's not looking good for ranking Esports. It seems like, as he said, Steven, the GR side is much more comfortable for Vincit Gaming, and ranking not looking so crash hot on this blacklist side.
Yeah, and like what a hold from Danimal, right? Getting the 2-piece and then even going for the fake flash. You can tell this guy has a lot of experience because most players would just go for the peak, you know, but he's even going for the fake flash. Yeah, you can tell, like, Danimal, in my opinion, is one of the smartest player in Crossfire. I also played against him many times, obviously, so yeah, Danimal, have to give him credits for this round because Jan Ankara he had a rough time, but here now he's stepping up to the plate. This is what I want to see from him.
Well, I think they definitely needed a little bit more than they did on Ankara, right? They had a pretty comfortable victory on that map. He didn't really need to do too much, and that's fine. Get in the backpack, no worries. But when the going gets tough, and to be fair, it did for Vincit in that first half, especially now into the second half, he has been having a bit of an impact. So having the impact when it matters is what's important. But you got the 2-player setup here from Vincit Gaming quite forward. I wonder if ranking are going to be prepared for that. You got a flash off of the contact for Eagles, and he's going to be given an opportunity for at least 1 more kill, but perhaps even more than that. He gets a 3-piece before eventually falling, but overall, you have to say, very well done from Vincit to kick off this round.
Yeah, really great position to be in. GDSC as well, getting almost a kill onto Nevis. He's down to 9 HP, and the smoke screen gets him out to have that support from his teammates. And it's going to be up to Fotcon here to really carve the path for ranking to find a way into this round. He's got control of mid. There's nobody holding on to this side of the map for the B-bomb site. So if he can sneak in, maybe there's a chance he can get behind them and find a nice entry But here's Danimal, the timing.
Ooh.
His gun barrel was spotted. Fotcon's going to try and sneak in, but Danimal, he knows he can take this fight, goes for the flash, but GDSC over the top, finds him, takes him down, and now Nevis is alone with 9 HP in a very unlikely scenario.
9 HP and a drain. It's going to take a bit of time to rotate his way over toward B, but it seems like Vincit are going to make that call as well to stack toward B. All 3 members. They are making sure they're crossing their T's and dotting their I's and not allowing this one to slip anyway. There's no chance, surely, for Nevis here. So that is the equalizing round, and instantly the timeout will come through for Ranking Esports. They know that their backs are against the walls now.
Yeah, they're struggling a lot again on this Blacklist side, and I'm curious from your perspective, Seven, as someone who played against this team a lot, even on this map, what do you think is the issue they're having on their Blacklist sides for ranking?
The main issue, obviously, like the setups from Vincit Gaming are just on point. You just see, like along A, the setup from Vincit Gaming, you had like Eagles alongside Kaney with the perfect flash. Eagles going for the 3-piece, insane quick scopes. You know, it just feels like doesn't matter where you go against Vincit Gaming, they always have the perfect setup. I feel like, and it's difficult on compound, you know, like the approach from ranking should be like to have like a more like often chaotic game, you know, like to have like more like surprising execute, surprising plays, like when Nevis dropped from tower, this was a good play. But it's very difficult on maps like compound because yeah, it's a very huge map, and usually Brazilian teams have always very good setups on this one. I mean, I would go now for fast executes. I would do a fast execute from mid towards B side or towards A side, because this might catch them off guard.
Yeah, I think that could be the play here. Hopefully something aggressive can turn things around. Otherwise, it could be a 2-0 against them to kick off their tournament life, and the rest of the opponents they have in this group aren't going to be easy either. Taking another look, though, at that beautiful triple kill from Eagles in that last round. I mean, what a way for him to lock it down. Not what you would expect from an Om in that situation, but again, makes it happen at the start of this round as well. Takes down Ice Cube, a great first entry.
He's been having a very good series so far, hasn't he?
I mean, I was doubting him before this match, right? Because he was not that consistent at the last event, but so far I think he's the MVP of this matchup so far.
Danimals, he wants to have a conversation about that though. At least for this map, I feel like Danimals has really been a big impact player, especially on this Global Risk side. He's been doing a lot of work over toward the B side of the map, and this round is no different. Fully flashed though, and he's going to be taken down, but even still, he's done enough damage that Borson can get one more easy one through. Rotation hasn't actually come across yet from Vincit Gaming into that B bomb site, but Ranking are going to stall themselves.
Yeah, this is a tough situation now. The B bomb site's still theirs for the taking, but it's a 3-on-2 post plant, and you've got to wonder when Vincit is just going to come in and collapse onto this bomb site. You can see with 2 OMs, it can be a little bit tricky, so they are playing a little bit slower, trying to get that opening pick to make it a 3-on-1, but Eagles as well is sneaking around, so they're going to have an OM on either side, which could play to the advantage. It's just a matter of how Ranking's going to play it out from underneath.
Well, I like the fast flank, though, from Vincit Gaming. I don't know if they're going to be expecting 2 to come from behind here, Ranking, and you can honestly sort of see which direction they're really favoring. GDSC is going to be the opener, and Humio will take him down, but it is just down to Nevis left alive, and he's got the pistol out to try and clutch it, and it's not going to happen. Vincit Gaming have found themselves the lead again.
I mean, still a good approach from Nevis. He was trying to play time, which felt like was doable, but also smart move from Vincit, right? Sending 2 players from the back, because B-side on compound is one of the most difficult sides to retake. So it's really necessary to send at least 1 or even 2 players from the back. So this was, yeah, played perfectly from Vincit.
Yeah, now the pressure's on them, even though they had a 6-3 lead. They can't get anything done on this Blacklist side of the map, and if this is a consistent issue for this team, it begs the question, what are they going to be able to do to change around this Blacklist side to really get themselves back into it, because they haven't won more than a single round, I believe, today on this, so I feel like there's just so many Blacklist issues they need to work through in order to propel themselves forward. But you've got to hand it to Vincit Gaming as well, looking really solid on the GR, and honestly one of the stronger teams we've seen recently on that side of the map.
I think the main issue for ranking is, on GR side, if you go for aggressive plays, you can really surprise your enemy team. But on Blacklist, of course, you have to attack anyway at some point. So it's not surprising anymore. This is also why I feel like the Blacklist side is, I don't know, lacking team play, lacking cohesion, basically lacking everything right now.
Yeah, I think we were sort of saying, I mean, obviously I've said this a few times, but we were saying the same thing in Vietnam, and I think one of the things we sort of alluded to was, like, I don't know if they have a coach. Do they have a coach? If they don't, they probably need to find someone that can kind of drill that into them a little bit, because again and again I see this team, I see them having these good rounds, and I think how good these guys actually could be if they had a little bit more consistency and a bit of a better understanding of maybe how to play the macro game of the overall strategy of the round, because the micro is definitely there. But anyway, this conversation maybe for another day, because we're straight back into the next round, round number 14, and Vincit Gaming have got that 7-6 lead, and Ranking have got to try to do something about it.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough here. You can see one player pushed up on A long. It's going to be Kaney here looking for that information, going for the wide peak to try and find it. Nobody going to meet him on the other side just yet. Ranking just playing spread out in the middle section, trying to find any sort of luck to catch a player off guard, but Vincit playing pretty passive. I mean, the majority of this team is up against the wall on their side of the map. Only one forward player, and that's going to be GDSZ playing in the tunnels with that arm in hand.
And honestly, I really don't understand why Ranking is playing so passive on Blacklist. They are known for the aggressive playstyle, and they basically still didn't change up their pace.
There's a little bit going on in mid at the moment. Lots of smokes getting tossed out on the left side, so they'll be making their way toward B. C4 is actually leading that push, so you can tell how committed they are going to be. GDSC completely caught off guard, and now it's down to just that one remaining member, Borson. I mean, he's good for one, but really, what are you going to do at that point? An Ice Cube cutting off one of the rotations as well. There you go. That's got to be a little bit more like what you were hoping to see. But I wonder if there's a 2-on-4 retake in here from Vincit Gaming. I mean, that would be the nail in the coffin for Ranking for sure.
Yeah, definitely would, but looks like it's just going to be a 1-on-3 now. Eagles left alone, M4 in hand, gets the first, but that will be it. And now it's all tied up again here. Ranking finally getting that first round of the half on the board for themselves, but I still have to question if they can carry that forward into more, because it was still kind of a shaky one. I feel like they just got a little bit too aggressive at certain points on the side of Vincit and gave them a little bit more to work with than they maybe should have.
Close from Ice Cube, but won't connect this time around. Mid presence again seems to be key for both teams.
Yeah, still very slow coming out of Ranking at the start. This time, they just have 3 players sitting A long, not really taking any control, giving a lot of it over to Vincit. There's not even anyone contesting over towards the B side of the map, and it's just a very odd way, I think, of playing this map. They're almost just kind of sitting in this back corner of A long and hoping these 2 players in mid can open it up.
Yeah, they're trying to give time for Ice Cube to find an opening kill, but he's not really in a position to do so at the moment. In fact, now as the push starts to come through from Ranking, he's really in more of a flank position, holding the flank. Kaney with the counter util, it's going to keep Ranking at bay for another step or 2 longer. Good flash gets tossed out on a timing. And so Ranking turn tail and head back in a different direction. Through mid again, maybe toward B with those smokes on the left side. Same setup as what they had last round.
Yeah, this time though, Vincit, they've over-rotated a bit. They've got 4 players on the A bomb site. Nobody defending B other than Borzen. playing from long, but look at the collapse here. It's going to be Danimal, good for one. Borzen gets another. Nevis trying to get the backstab. Not going to matter, though. Kaney finds another. Fotcon goes down, and this is quickly falling apart for the side of Ranking, and now they've got nothing left to work with here except Nevis on this lurk position, trying to fight his way through. The bomb, though, is down in such a difficult position. There's almost no way to recover this safely.
Look at the crossfire that's been set up here from Vincit Gaming. I mean, it would be an absolute miracle if they could find a way to win this round. It was a good shot from KT15, but there's nothing more to be had. And Vincit once again take the lead.
I mean, actually, there's one, Vincit Gaming, they're playing without any player in GR base, so if they really want to counter Vincit Gaming, Ranking should just go for mid-executes towards B-side. There's no player in GR base at the beginning of the round, and they even got the round, so that's the only round basically on Blacklist. So I don't understand why they chose a different approach last round. Okay, now Vincit Gaming playing more aggressive. I like the decision here. Eagles in B connected with the sniper rifle.
Yeah, it's still just so odd to me that they have the majority of their team just kind of sitting outside of A long. I don't see the value in the positioning they're taking right now. They have one player just holding the long flank, another person just posted up here in the top of mid, but they're really not gaining any advantage here. They're giving the entire B side of the map over to Vincit Gaming and kind of trying to force the play to work out towards the A bomb side, and it's just such an awkward approach.
But look, once again, same gap here in GR base. If they go for a fast execute from mid towards B, it might work out. Okay, never mind. Now they're sending both players towards B side. I think they're waiting way too long, Ranking. If they go fast mid execute towards B side, trust me, it would work out. 90% sure.
Those are pretty good odds. Well, nothing fast happening for Ranking. All these rounds have really gone down to the wire.
But I must realize their passive approach just don't work out for them. They have to change up the pace. It's for me, it's so obvious, you know, and especially because they're known for their aggressive playstyle. I really don't understand what's going on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the difficulties you have as a caster sometimes, because you can see everything and you can sort of infer all these kinds of things, but it's obviously harder when you're in the server making that decision on the fly with all the pressure on your shoulders as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's a much better start for Ranking. KT15 able to double down and get himself 2 kills on the entry, assisted by Nevis for 1 more. And we might well be going to a very tight affair here on the second map in the series. This time the slow play ends up working out for Ranking. They did just sort of catch a timing into that A site.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's pretty much an unwinnable round. It looks like they're going to use this as essentially just attack pause here to talk about how they can close out this map and find their way to those final 2 rounds. I still think Vincit has the advantage here, but Ranking doing a good job of starting to figure out they can sneak into these mid-attack plays and catch them when they're not quite prepared. So I would definitely expect Vincit to come into this next round with a much different game plan.
I mean, the main reason why Ranking just won this round is because Vincit basically gave up long A, right? And for my opinion is, like, if you give up long A, it's really difficult to hold A side. And for me, it was also unnecessary to give up long A. I mean, like, Ranking, they're having a very passive approach here anyway, so it's unnecessary to play passive as well. You know, if you're Vincit, I would just send at least 1 player towards long A control room. Which are they doing now? They have Kaney here, and he just stay there.
Yeah, if he can hold on, it's a pretty decent position. He's poking around for information. Not sure if he got spotted just yet behind that smoke, but the way they're playing this is just still so odd to me that they've got their entire team just kind of bunched up here towards A long, not really going for any mid control, any B control, and kind of just running down the clock and trying to bait them in for this execution out of mid. It worked in the previous round, but it is kind of bizarre they allow this much of the map early on to just go into Vincit wherever they might want to take it. But on the other side, Vincit playing equally passive and not really pushing as forward as they maybe could in these situations.
Again, another slow round from Ranking.
And basically, they just wasted 60 seconds. They don't have any information except that there's no player and big connector, but that's it, you know. And yeah, it's unusual to see Ranking playing like that.
Maybe it's their way of trying to add some sort of pressure by running down the clock. It could maybe work, but at this point, they're running out of time to make their move. 50 seconds to get into the bomb site and get it planted here, and they still don't have any map control to work with. Eagles as well gets the opening pick onto Humio, and now they're already at a disadvantage on the time and the players now as well.
Kaney waiting to receive this offensive, doesn't quite land his shots, gets some util down in time though, and that's going to buy a little bit more for Vincit Gaming to play with. Ranking are trying to charge their way into that A bomb site. They've found themselves at least the one opener onto Kaney, but C4 going down. Where's the response from Vincit? They've more or less given the site up. They have to go for the 4-on-4 retake, which is never an easy task with the numbers as even as they are. Counter util going to get tossed on in by Ranking as well. Nevis has found the shot onto Borson. This is getting a bit messy for Vincit Gaming. Are they faltering at the final hurdle? It seems like they are. Eagles is trying to do his best, and there are some shots coming through from GDSC as well. They've got time to play with. The defuse is on, the head is down. Where's the peak? Fatcons doesn't quite get it done. A 2v4 from Vincit Gaming.
You just can't lose these kind of rounds.
No.
4-on-2 situation, favor of Ranking. They have A side, they have the bomb plant. I can't believe they lost this post plant.
Yeah, honestly, a crazy round, especially after Vincent gave them so much control over A. I thought surely Ranking was going to win that round, but they've got the clutch potential to make it happen, and they show it here. And now they've got a real chance to take this one away. And like I was saying earlier, it's kind of that Ranking curse. They get those 8 rounds, and then the pressure of those plays to close out that they need, even with the advantage, just aren't enough for them to get it done. And now, in their final moments, they've got to try and find a way to change things up, but they really haven't.
What a bold setup from Vincit Gaming in this round as well. 4 players toward A, 1 over toward B, pushed aggressively. Just GDSC with the Orm holding on that side. So double sniper setup for Vincit Gaming in this round.
I feel like it's a good setup. I mean, the last 5 rounds, they always took long A control Ranking, so the odds are pretty high that they will go there once again.
Does seem pretty likely here. They've got Borzen and Kaney ready to go on the angle, but Ice Cube actually finds Eagles earlier on from the mid tower, takes him down on the back of the A bomb site, and now they've got a 5-on-4 and a good chance to push this one for overtime.
That said, GDSC has pushed so far in the B tunnels and he hasn't seen anything. So he is really relaying all that info over to his teammates. He's saying, do not move a muscle, stay toward the A side of the map. Kaney on the off angle, needs at least one here and won't get it. Now it's onto Borson. I mean, the nade timing is good, but how can he hope to hold on to this site? He needs some assistance. And he's going to get it from Danimals. Ranking are going back toward B. GDSC in mid might be able to cut them off. This is a huge position for him to play in. And he is sending it back toward the tunnels. He's got to be prepared though. Surely he's got to be prepared for them. The timing. He's just gotten past. Oh, what a shot onto Nevis. He gets the nade down behind him as well. How on earth? Surely not again for Ranking Esports. It was such a favorable position, and they might still lose the round. 30 seconds. They're going back to A now.
It was so perfect, but still Vincent, they've got that opportunity to take it away. 20 seconds on the clock. Ranking, they are running out of time. They're going to run into this. This is such a poor decision, and now they're just ready and waiting for them. Borzen gets the first. It's a 3-on-2. Fatcon, they have no time. They have to instantly plant this bomb with just 1 second to spare. They are going to get it down, but Borzen, he's already on the flank. They've already got a player in the vents as well. They're going to have to hang on for dear life. Humio, though, gets the first. The trade quickly there. It's all on to Fatcon. The 1-on-2. He's got the position. He's going to have to stall to perfection here to get it done, but here comes the pinch. Borzen spots him out, and even without the numbers, Vincit Gaming get it done 10-8, and they'll take this one in a 2-0